my learning came from Quran and Hadith. From age 15 I started. It was banned at that time. We were not allowed to openly read Quran. So I was riding a bike and the book would be, Quran would be here, I'm riding and reading. They used to think that I'm reading book. So, oh, what is today's guy? So, at least believe what I have accomplished. And I'm telling you, this is how I accomplished. That's how every book, first chapter, I discuss why I'm writing this book. Because nobody else has said the same thing. Very clear. We're talking about another lie they perpetrated. Remember, Chaman Ali? That resources are finite.
Yeah.
Right? Let me give an example. It's in page 380 to 400 in economics book. You see, at the top, both oil and gas is the one we know now. How do you know? Because that's the one economically feasible. That's how they play trick on it. They're not telling you there's no other resource. They're telling you economically that's whose economics? Your economics. But didn't you just say all economics are wrong? So they're tricking you by saying economically this is the only one you can produce, the top one. So we're running out of oil. They used to say the same thing. We're running out of coal. They always create this history. Population is too high. So another lie. And here, truth is very simple.
Yeah,
we have 1,000 times more. 1,000 times. So, oh, it's not difficult. You know what? The hydrate one, as you see on the is the easiest one. You can take a match and it goes on fire. You don't even have to purify anything. The picture is even clearer here. You see what they have? They are focusing on that one. And there's a war going on for oil. But that's the little bit they're fighting over. The whole thing, Allah's resource is infinity. You know why it is infinity? Come here, you can see. These are all fuel, biomass, all the way to natural gas. If you are producing, burning them, what do they produce? If you do not add chemicals, carbon dioxide. What happens to carbon dioxide? It increases the vegetation. What happens if you have increase in vegetation? Temperature cools off. Remember I posted a Nature magazine's article about my daughter's project? My daughter asked this very simple question. The dad, doesn't that carbon dioxide isn't carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis? She's only 10-year-old. I said, yes. So what happens? Why are they saying that it increases the temperature? It's more tree means what? It cools off, isn't it? Boom! I found an article for her from Nature magazine. Nature is the best magazine in the world, #1. She could read that. It was supporting her theory. But we were reluctant. So, oh, we cannot move. Remember, the deliberate schizophrenia. We don't even look at the assumption. We don't want to challenge anything. So, Mr. Smith says that's our starting point. The global warming is a big problem.
And we can proceed with it.
Yes, absolutely. We're programmed. So what does it mean in physical term? We have put our head down. We are walking on our face. As Surah Mulk says, they're slobbering on our face. Up looks down and down looks up for us. So if it is sustainable, then it's infinity. In Arabic, the word infinity is not big number. You know that. La nahya means it has no end. It's like a circle. That's infinity. It never ends. That's the definition of sustainability. If you're not adding any chemicals or artificial energy, it will go on forever, as it did for millions of years. Who knows how long? So all of a sudden, for the last 300 years, we are saying we are going out of control. Nothing is sustainable. This is a problem. What happened to the rest of the history? Allah is in need of your technology. So here we talked about it. All the theories that they are in the book. All the theories are deconstructed. We mentioned that before. So what we have done, and I would just overview quickly. We are taken in a roller coaster ride. You know what a roller coaster is? Like, have you seen that? It goes like that. It makes you very dizzy, right? If you are in a roller coaster, you cannot think anything. It's completely submit to whatever they're doing. So people today, vast majority of people, are in the roller coaster sitting. They are just watching. What can I do? Right? Shaitan is taking us in this. What can, doctor, what do you mean? We are on the ride. We have no control. So why? The controller is Shaitan. You have to address that. And you have to go back to the fact that Allah is the real controller. This is a fake controller. You have submitted to Shaitan. Because why? Because you gave up your wisdom. You become Dalun.
And everyone will add that the whole world is asleep.
Yeah.
So, what change my efforts will make?
Exactly, but it's just that's why this is in 2003. 2003. That's the time I wrote the book. I included this picture. Everything they have told us is contradictory to their other saying. See, they had high sugar very beneficial. They say no, it has to be sugar free. Fossil fuel is now they are saying evil. Fossil fuel was everything, so we cannot live without it. Those same guys, everything they did. DDT, they said it saved life. So much so that they gave Nobel Prize in medicine to the guy who invented, Dr. Muller, who invented DDT. Few years later, it went. They themselves. So we have taken in a ride, up and down, whereas real path of sustainability is Islam. And the only thing you are not allowed to do is Islam. And they say there is no alternative.
Professor, previously I said that these things takes time. There's alternative for this kind of
No, it
problems.
takes time because
Yeah, I can say this because you can build everything on Hadith and Quran from the ancient time, and you can ignore for example, the inventions of Einstein, Newton, and Maxwell and others. But it takes time. It takes 400 years.
No, this is why
400 years it takes time to build upon
400
Hadith
years
Islam.
they undid. In 400 years they undid thousands of years. We talk about even Prophet Noor. Remember we showed that thousands of years they undid in 400 years. And all I'm telling you that you should not take 400 years. You should take 20 years. That's in my university proposal. 20 years to reverse. Tomorrow I can reverse the petroleum problem. Tomorrow I can reverse. As a matter of fact, I saw the petroleum minister. I had the proposal, and he's removed now. Alhamdulillah. He knew. What was his objection? That outside, so we'll get in trouble. So, doctor, we have been bombed for so long, we don't want to get in trouble by implementing something new. Was it true? It cannot be true. Because then they signed a contract with China for 80% of the benefit, 80% of the, you can check out the contract, it is there. I also visited the CEO of oil company. 80% of the oil goes to China. And he is the one who said that. Many said that's why he was removed. But tomorrow, I can tell you, in 10 days, you can produce oil without adding those toxic chemicals. We can refine them. I also, in Canada, sitting in Canada, I had a project, all of them. Sitting in Canada, I was doing a project, how to devise a new engine that will run on crude oil. Would there be anything bad on it? No. Sitting in Canada, I was doing project that would remove corrosion without adding any chemical. We talked about that Palestinian Institute. So there is alternative for everything, and the time frame is faster than you can imagine. How long I've been there in Canada? This new line of research, last 20 years. I have dozens of technologies, all of them sustainable, with very little money. I mean, in Canada it's big money, but at the end, 10 PhDs and 40 master's students graduated. They developed dozens of technologies, and they were not all of them were even Muslims.
So why we can't use it?
We can use it, of course.
Where is it?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That, remember, for each of you, I talk about, there's a book, right? Every book of mine has a list of technologies that we have developed. But somebody, see, if I just give it to you, it means nothing. What I want to give you is not some fish. I don't even want to show you, oh, there's a pond, pick up the fish. I want to show you how to fish, how to grow fish. And that's called real education system.
It takes time.
Otherwise, I'm just a contractor, I give you contracts. It doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit my hereafter. So, I want you to look over this list, because it is posted on the website. It's really fascinating that how we have been taken on a ride, back and forth. No meat, 100% meat. No mother's milk. To mother's milk is so important that if you cannot give mother's milk, you have to be hospitalized. You become crazy. Everything is like that. It goes on. So of course this list of lies. Then we'll pick up day after tomorrow. The most important feature, every technology that is not sustainable is a waste. It's very wasteful. As a matter of fact, waste actually helps them. Wasting means what? You have to buy more. Right? If you are using it, then you are not going to come back. So you waste, then that way I can sell you more. That's the principle. Yes, it's haram. Even 2 days ago, I saw a brother sleeping in the living room with 3 lights on. 3 lights. You know why he doesn't care? Because he doesn't pay the bill. This should happen. Our intention has become completely gone. We do not. Pleasing Allah is not in your mind. Anything but Allah. Okay, we'll pick up day after tomorrow, inshallah.